Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Molchop here, coming at you with Game 2 of this best of 3 series between roxkis, BratOK, and DuckloadRa. This is a best of 3 series from the Black Dragon League, big European tournament. And anyway, it's gonna be fun. We got BratOK losing game 1. Just got basically rushed. WhiteRaw coming out with a really very strong set of units. BratOK had tried to go 1 racks into expansion and just didn't quite have enough on the ground at the time of the attack. So losing game 1. Let's see if we can come back here on game 2 on the map Lost Temple. Very very close distances. Just right off the bat, I'm noticing here they've got Lost Temple is one of these maps that's kind of famous for having a very very close rush distance between these close positions. It's pretty bad for Zerg players against Terran, for instance, to be in this position oftentimes. And so I'm curious to see if that's going to play into things, because last map, Xel'Naga Caverns, a little bit longer, and that short rush distance really did not do very well for BratOK. And so I'm hoping that in this case, maybe BratOK will be able to hold things off a little bit better. He might play a little bit more conservatively is what I'm thinking. Now, on the other hand, though, here's the other thing, is on Xel'Naga Caverns, you have those 2 big, wide open spaces to come down into, and it's much easier to get a little flank on if you're going to be attacking. Uh-oh, that probe's in a little bit of trouble. Down to, looks like 15 hit points. Should recharge its shields after a little bit, though. In any case, so on this map, though, there's a much smaller area to protect. It's much easier to set up some bunkers or something right here. A bunker would have helped BratOK out a lot, by the way, in the last game. But in any case, I wouldn't be surprised if even though I said he might play more conservatively just because he's worried about losing really quickly, he also might decide to go for the same sort of thing, because in this case, he's going to be able to defend his expansion a little bit easier. So, might work out. Anyway, we'll have to see what happens. WhiteRaw just going for a pretty standard build here. Going for that Cybernetics core, extra pylon, etc. It's pretty normal opening for all matchups for Protoss to just go for that quick core. And we're going to see if he gets a second gas here pretty soon. And that's what this SCV is really sticking around to see is he going to get that second gas? Is he going to go for something like that? Reaper is being produced, actually, and that is really interesting. He's not chrono boosting out this Stalker, and actually I think the Stalker is just going to, the Stalker's just going to be able to get out in time to deal with this Reaper. Both players, oh, here is a Zealot, actually. Zealot's going to be going in here, and he might actually keep the Reaper back in his main to deal with the Zealot, because I think he sees the Zealot. Where's that Zealot going? Zealot's running away. Oh, he's running back to the tower. Probably going to get owned by this Reaper. In fact, yeah, because once he sees that Reaper, he's going to be able to stop it with the Stalker. So there's no reason to keep the Reaper around at that point. And, oop, going to get some health off there. And Stalker comes in to help. Is he going to be... Oh, no! He let the Zealot get a hit on the Reaper and loses it to a shot. Oh, but is this SCV going to get in here? He's going to get in and see everything. Second gas, extra gateways. He does not see a 4th gateway down, though, and we will see. I don't know if he's going to, oh, nope, there's robotics. Sorry about that. Robotics facility go down. So, 3-gate robotics is pretty strong. It's very, very strong against Terran. It's kind of the strongest thing you can get, to be honest. I mean, if you're going to go for a rush, you want the 4th warp gate, obviously. But in this case, having the robotics facility out, it's super, super strong, because then you can, scout with it. You've still got 3 gates. You still got 3 gates, so you can still put out a lot of ground units, a lot of gateway units. But that robotics facility means you can scout, you can get an observer out and scout. And also, if they're going for some kind of an early attack, you can chrono boost out an Immortal. And Immortals are so good against early Terran attacks, especially if they have a tech lab, because you saw that they had a Reaper out. Then there's going to be some Marauders, and Immortals own the crap out of Marauders. So, in any case, he's got a pretty good situation here. In this case, BratOK has pretty much gone for the same thing. This time he's kept his expansion in his base, though. Well, I guess it's not an expansion at that point. He's kept his extra orbital command in his base. He's just using it to drop mules and produce SCVs, basically. And that is actually a really good thing to do, because look at this. He's got just barely full saturation on his minerals right now. And, you know, so you don't really need to get an extra base unless you've got more than full saturation on your main in the first place. As far as total income is concerned, there's, of course, long-term, you know, long-term econ things to be concerned about. But in any case, Observer's going to come across the map here and just going to go ahead and scout, see what the Terran's doing. And, of course, he did see a little bit that there was a lot of bio at the top of that ramp for a moment, I believe. So he's switching over into Colossus. I think he's switching over into Colossus blindly. Yeah, he's just now seeing these barracks and doesn't know the expansion is there either. So, though I think he's caught the tail end of those SCVs going down, so he knows the expansion is there. Wants to go over and check for some tech. Anyway, so he knows the expansion is there. Terran has moved out here and is just going to send in an SCV. Actually, that's kind of interesting. He sends in an SCV and then scans. Oops, sorry about that again. I'm not sure exactly why he did that with the SCV and the scan. SCV saw everything the scan did, so a little bit of a wasted scan there, actually. And he's going to actually set up bunkers. The SCV sees that there's no expansion, and so he says, uh-oh, this is basically a one base attack is what's going to happen here. He does have a sizable army, mostly low-tech units, though. Only a single sentry, although that sentry does have 3 force fields on it. And, of course, this one Colossus as well, chilling back at home. It's going to produce a second Colossus and Thermal Lance. I'm really a little bit perplexed by what BratOK is doing in this situation. BratOK really does not want to die to an MC attack. He doesn't want to die to just mass units. He saw 3 gateways and a robo, and he saw only 1 base. He's thinking, oh my god, I'm getting rushed. I'm going to get all in here. This is crazy. BratOK, as soon as he got scouted with his, what probably would have been a 1 base attack, switches up and gets an expansion instead. Starts getting some more tech. Look at this, 4 bunkers full of Marines. Single Marauder in there as well. It's best to keep your Marauders outside. Well, sometimes. It's often best to keep your Marauders outside of the bunkers because they're beefier anyways. They have more hit points. So, because really the advantage of the bunker is the hit points. So you want to give more hit points to the Marines, which generally have less. So that makes a lot of sense. Occasionally you would want to have maybe some Marauders in the front so that their concussive shells could slow stuff down as it approaches the bunkers perhaps. But in any case, lots of Zealots being warped in. See, he started going Colossus off just the 1 base, so he's been gas starved for most of the time. So that's why he has pretty much a very Zealot heavy army, only a couple Stalkers, and the 1 sentry. So that sentry is actually going to be crucial. That 1 sentry is huge because actually we got, oh, never mind. Just a factory chilling over here. That sentry is going to be huge because that sentry could mean a Guardian Shield and 3 force fields, which is a lot. 3 force fields in a choke like this can do a lot. Oh, Viking outranging that Colossus, getting some free hits on it, taking out about a third of its shields. Here he comes in. He's with the Thermal Lance. He can actually outrange the bunkers. Wow, and he's going to rush in as well. Where's the rest of your army, BratOK? You need to get the rest of your army over to that ledge. No, he's just losing his bunkers, losing a few Marines here as well. Doing a lot of damage, actually, to those Zealots in the front. But look at that. As soon as the bunker dies, the Thermal Lance from those 2. And now 3 Colossus. Roast them alive. I'm not sure why he's not engaging. He's waiting for a couple Vikings to come out here. Running in. He needs to repair those bunkers a little bit better. Vikings doing sick damage from on top of the cliff against those Colossus, but no Colossus have died yet. He needs to protect those Colossus. 1 goes down. The other's on the verge of going down, but it just may not be enough. He's got a bunch of SCVs being lazy here, not repairing that last bunker. And BratOK may be able to hold this off. He is in a dire position, though. I'm not sure why he's not fighting with these units on top more. Just depending on this 1 bunker, just to try and desperately repair it. He actually has an opportunity. He can run in, snipe the Colossus. He runs up to the edge, snipes one of the Colossus. Nicely done. Some lasers shoot from the other one, drive them back. In this case, oh, the Colossus a little bit too far back, not able to hit those units at first as they go to hit those Stalkers. So a couple Stalkers go down, and here comes some units charging out of that bunker to try and finish off. Yes! The last Colossus gets polished off, and BratOK GG's and leaves the game because there was a drop in the back. I'm sorry I missed that, but there was all kinds of stuff going on in the front as well. So that is why I was like, wait, why did he GG? Oh, because he lost all of his probes to a drop. So apologies for that. I'm usually pretty good about keeping track of the minimap and watching when there's drops and stuff. I haven't been doing that well at it lately, so I'm going to try and do better on that in the next game. So this is going to go to a Game 3, an ace match, if you will. We're going to go ahead and see what happens in Game 3. Can whiteRa continue to overpower BratOK's front door, or will BratOK be able to pick it up and hold it off next time? We will see. Thanks very much for watching. GG.